Hey everyone, I'm Matt, and today we're diving deep into the hidden gem of Christian fantasy literature. If you're a fan of the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lord of the Rings, or Pilgrim's Progress, then buckle up. You're about to discover a world where fantasy and faith collide. John White's The Archives of Anthropos is a 6-book Christian fantasy series that parallels biblical themes and spiritual allegory through the stories of children transported to the mythical realm of Anthropos. In The Swordbearer, 13-year-old John Wilson, an orphan from 1920s England, is transported to Anthropos after a sudden death of his grandmother. Fleeing the sinister Nicholas Slapfoot, John enters a magical doorway and discovers he is the prophesied sword-bearer, destined to wield a glowing sword and defeat the Goblin Prince, a manifestation of evil tied to a spiritual corruption known as the Mystery of Abomination. Guided by the seer named Mab, later revealed to be his long-lost father, Ian McNab, and aided by noble creatures, John embarks on a perilous quest to rescue the regents and confront evil both within and around him. Garl the Conqueror follows John Wilson, now known as John McNab, a young boy from 1930s Canada, who returns to Anthropos to rescue Eleanor, a girl fleeing abuse, and to defeat the sorcerer Shagar. Guided by Garl, a Christ-like redeemer, John, Eleanor, and allies, like the reformed dragon Pontificator and the loyal Orthentio, undertake a quest to trap Shagar by trapping him in an enchanted picture frame in the Tower of Geburah. Along the way, John relinquishes the Marshal Stone, a symbol of spiritual truth, and witnesses the sacrificial death of a Christ symbol of a dog. He endures the death and resurrection of his father Ian, again revealed as the ancient prophet Mab. Eleanor bravely imprisons Shagar, and the placement of the sacred objects, the book, the orb, the key, and the sword completes their mission. They return home through the hole where time is no more, transformed by their encounter with Garl's redemptive power. In the Tower of Geburah, siblings Wesley, Lisa, and Kurt are transported from their uncle's attic into Anthropos through mysterious television screens. Lisa first encounters the rightful king, Cardia, imprisoned by the evil sorcerers Hokoinio and Shagar, equipped with the Marshal Stone and the magical Book of Blue Light. She escapes and sets out on a mission to free him. Meanwhile, Wesley and Kurt enter Anthropos guided by the wise Kokma and face trials involving sorcery, temptation, enchanted creatures. Their paths converge in a galactic battle at Barma, where Garl defeats the sorcerers and Cardia reclaims his kingdom. Peace is restored. The Iron Scepter reunites the siblings with their cousin Mary McNab. Transported from Winnipeg, they find Anthropos threatened by the evil witch Miama. Mary, initially insecure and rejected, is chosen by Garl to carry the magical sword and deliver it to Wesley, who must strike the dragon's vulnerable yellow circle, symbolizing evil's weakness. The children traverse the kingdom of darkness, confronting the circles of enchantment that test bodily desires, illusion, and spiritual deception, mirroring biblical temptations. They overcome fear and darkness, culminating in a battle where Wesley kills the dragon and Miama is defeated. King Cardia dies fighting evil, but is resurrected by Garl in the heavenly Bayith of Yahin, signaling divine victory over death, and the children return home transformed, embodying those themes of redemption, courage, faith, and community. In Quest for the King, the children are transported this time from Hong Kong during a typhoon to Anthropos, where they join a mission to protect the infant King Gaal, a Christ-like figure symbolising innocence and redemption. Mary, bitter over her Uncle John's marriage to Eleanor and their mysterious disappearance, uses a magical computer program to follow them into Anthropos. Alongside her cousins and their transformed guardians as Uncle John as Lord Nassar and Eleanor as Lady Rolaine, they confront dark forces, including the possessed former king Toba Kuka, goblins, boarworts, and the shadowy spirits called the Quadar. Through temple battles and a final stand fueled by divine light, they secure Gaal's escape to the sanctuary of Glacian, symbolising that heavenly refuge. The Dark Lord's Demise concludes the series. Wesley, Kurt, Lisa, and the newcomer Betty Riggs are summoned from their troubled home in Winnipeg to Anthropos, where they confront escalating attacks from Dark Lord Lunacy and his ally Queen Hiski. Under Gaal's guidance, they protect the Book of Wisdom and rally the allies of King Tikva and Captain Karaban in the final cosmic battle. Gaal defeats Lunacy, transforming Anthropos into New Anthropos, and upon returning home, the children experience personal and familial reconciliation, symbolising spiritual renewal that transcends the worlds. Across 6 books, John White builds a fantasy world soaked in spiritual meaning. The Archives of Anthropos isn't just a fantasy, it's a theology in armour, sword and fire. It's about the power of redemption, the reality of evil, and the victory of grace. If you've never heard of this series before, now's the perfect time to dive in. Want to keep exploring the Archives of Anthropos? Don't forget to subscribe, to like, to hit the bell so that you won't miss what's next. And remember, blue light is true light. See you in Anthropos.